I have always been someone who's been extremely self-conscious about my body. I was the smallest kid in my middle school graduating class, and even into high school as I started getting taller, I didn't gain really any weight, so I just got skinnier and skinnier, and I hated that. I have always been fighting the idea that because of how I am physically, because of things like my voice, how I carry myself, my sexuality, I am less of a man. I have always been fighting that. When I was younger, I was made to feel like that very deliberately. I was made to feel that who I was not enough in regards to masculinity and being a man. Something in particular that stressed me out was clothes and shopping for clothes and wearing clothes, because I've always liked to look nice and feel nice and present myself well, but I've kind of held back against that because of these things. For the first 18 years of my life, I muted parts of myself because I was worried about how I'd be perceived, and I was worried that my man card would be taken away and I wouldn't be taken seriously as a person. Only recently have I been fighting against that, fighting against my programming and doing things my way and living as my true self and living my truth. And that's difficult and scary and something that's really important, I think, for each and every one of us to figure out who we are, even if it runs contrary to how we were raised or what we were brought up in. Back on the issue of clothing, I'm a really tiny person, and I've come to try and embrace that rather than dressing away from that by wearing long sleeves all the time, by wearing things that cover myself up. I've been trying to have fun with it and dress for my body type. One of the ways I have done that has been to start shopping in the women's section. It's not like they have someone standing there saying, you must be this gender to shop for this clothing. That's stupid. Also, it's a piece of cloth. It doesn't have a gender. If you guys have been following me on like Instagram and Tumblr and stuff, you'll know that I've been wearing a lot of these recently. Crop tops. I'm all about it, to be honest. I'd like to officially announce my leadership in the Boys in Crop Tops movement. If you would like to join me, you can absolutely join me. There are really no rules other than just wearing whatever the heck that you want to wear. The first time I wore something like this in public was only like a month and a half ago. Like, it's something that I'm still working on and still dealing with, and it's something that is just so strange to me why it's such a huge deal. I had to psych myself out for like 30 minutes. Like, you're going out wearing women's clothing, this is a big, bold statement, but really it's not. Because, hey, guess what? I look really good, and it doesn't really matter where I bought these clothes. Like I said, this is a process I'm still coming to terms with because I'm living on my own now. I get to dictate all parts of my identity, and it's something that's very scary, but also very exciting. I'd encourage everyone to question why they do the things that they do, and if it is really something that they want to be doing, and if it isn't, then to change something. I'd encourage everyone to do that. The most exciting thing about being a young adult is experimenting with your identity, is saying, ooh, maybe this is who I am, or maybe this is who I am. It's dipping your toes in all of the things and figuring out who it is that you are. Just because I may do things contrary to what it traditionally means to be a man doesn't mean that I'm not a man. I'm just a different kind of man. And regardless of all my other identities and labels that I use, the most important one is Connor, is me, because I get to decide all of those things. So I'm doing that. I'm a work in progress, and I'm figuring this stuff out, and I'm having a blast doing it. I'm also looking really good doing it too, which I think is just icing on the cake. That's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. Just wanted to hop on here and ramble about gender stuff a little bit. If you want to continue the conversation, you can always leave a comment down below about your story, about what you're doing to figure out who you are, and I would love, 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 love to read them. But that's about it for me. I love you all a lot, and I will see you on Monday. Boys in Crop Tops 2K forever. Join the team. You don't even have to be a boy, you can be any gender, and I would welcome you with arms wide open, and then arms wide closed, in a hug. Yeah?